So you're finally in the groove of an at-home workout routine using your body weight and whatever light dumbbells and bands you've been able to get your hands on, but now you're faced with the new question of, where do I go from here? If you've ever followed a strength training program before, you know that it's all about progression. Whether it's every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you're constantly adding increments of weight or adjusting rep ranges to make sure that you're constantly progressing. So how can you apply this same principle when you're stuck at home? The truth is, there are techniques that you can use to increase the intensity of an exercise without the need for increasing resistance or the amount of weight that you're using. Today I'm going to tell you how to use tempo, instability, and plyometrics to do just that. For simplicity's sake, we're going to talk about all of these examples in the context of progressing a bodyweight squat. Let's start with tempo. By adjusting the tempo of a movement, you can make your muscles work harder than they normally would just by going through the motions. A good place to start with this is to focus on a slow and controlled eccentric or downward portion and a fast and explosive concentric or upward portion, like this. Once you've mastered that, you can continue to use this technique by adding in things like pulse reps and pauses to your movements. That brings us to instability. Now, contrary to what you might have seen on Instagram, a Bosu ball is not required to make this happen. You can create plenty of instability in your squat just by switching to a single leg variation. A standard split squat, Bulgarian split squat, and pistol squat will all get the job done. Not only will creating instability make your muscles work harder, but by training one leg at a time, you're doubling the amount of reps you're doing total, which will increase your heart rate and probably help you burn a lot more calories. And lastly, that brings us to plyometrics. Now, the goal of a plyometric exercise is to produce the most force, power, and explosiveness out of your muscles as you possibly can, like this. Now, the purpose of this is not to just work on your vertical leap. In fact, the only reason you're getting air during a plyometric exercise is because you're generating more force than however many pounds you weigh. So, the goal should still be to maintain a proper squatting pattern and to overload the muscles in question, not just use momentum to throw yourself higher. Now, just utilizing one of these techniques should be plenty to progress an exercise and provide you with a fresh challenge. But when you get to a point where you need to take an exercise even a step further, you can start combining these techniques to make things even harder. Here's an example of me utilizing all three of these techniques at the same time. Well guys, that's a wrap. Hopefully this gives you some good ideas on how to take your at-home workout routine up a notch. Catch you next time.